royaloathinsurance.com or give them a call at 586-238-3535. And of Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Elite Real Estate Podcast. On this fine Friday morning, again, we are live in studio, which I have a great guest this morning, guys, and I can't wait to get to the guest this morning. You can see her on screen right now, but but yeah, I'm super excited to get Andie in this morning, and we've had a conversation. We've known each other for 45 years, probably. Ish, right?
I sent you a picture.
Yeah. Yeah, kindergarten was a long time ago. I like to think that it's not as far away as it is. But when you go to school in the 70s, 80s, right? Someone asked me the other day, like, what is 30 years ago? And I said, it's the 70s. They're like, no, it's the 90s. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, like, holy cow, that's a long time. But
Time goes by fast.
yeah. Andie is joining me in studio today. I'm super excited to have you in and a conversation here. And again, it's going to be a very important conversation.
It is.
And as we dive into this morning, so your background, and I'm going to let you dive into this, but your background is pretty robust, right? Should we say the least?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you've done some really cool things, and go from there. But there's also a story, right? That goes behind this, and real estate is part of your past, right? No, you're now, right?
I mean, there is, everybody has a story.
Yeah.
And everybody has a story to tell and share, and everybody grows from listening to other people's stories. I did not want to share my story for years. I was a recluse after what happened that we want to share with people. But so I think it's very important for people to share their stories, and especially at us with being our Gen Xer part of our lives that a lot of us don't share.
Yeah.
Because we are the generation of shut up and get it done. Be quiet, sit still, don't do anything. Like when we think about when we went to church as a kid, you sat down, be quiet, don't say anything, dress up, and we don't do the wear your pajamas to church anymore.
Right.
We're not that generation.
Yeah, no. Our parents didn't let us do that stuff. Yeah. We were, and you're so right. Like we are, we took care of ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like we and again, my mom might be listening right now. But at the same point, she'll say something to me about my boys, and I'm like, well, you didn't even know where I was at 14.
Right.
So, but yeah, and I think you're right. I think that is part of the problem. And we've dove into this on the show a couple different times about like mental health, right? And you need to share your feelings. Like men especially, we need to do a better job at it, right? We're
100%.
always told that just suck it up and take it, right?
Yep.
And then our age, like you said, has something to do with that as well.
Right.
Yeah. So let's dive into the story and start. Tell me where it began, right? And then what you were doing before.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
So, and just as a little disclaimer before I start.
Yeah.
I have, for all better sense of the terms, a memory issue. So I have devices that help me keep my memory going. So if people are watching and they're watching me flip through different devices, these are my notes for today to remind me of things. But before, my life before was very awesome. I had a great life. We went to school together. It was one of them, and I excelled in school. I went to Michigan State. for undergrad.
She did excel in school, by the way. I did not.
You were that crazy kid with the Bama shirt on.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's a different show.
But I went to school at Michigan State and then became a teacher. Um, and then I moved to California for a while, and I got my master's degree from Fresno Pacific University, and then I worked on my doctorate at California State University, Fresno. And then I moved back to Michigan after getting divorced, and life just happened. So I was I was doing very well. I had actually stopped teaching, and I was doing real estate. And I was making so much money doing real estate. It made teaching very difficult.
Yeah.
So
it happens.
right. It was like, I could get hammered by parents all day, or I could actually do something that's fun.
Right.
And get paid to do it.
Yeah.
So, and I still educate. Like I was still educating people. It was just in a different way. So I was doing that. And so I was doing real estate, and I was also working with the Youth Impact Program. And I started as a teacher working at the Youth Impact Program, and I worked my way up through the national office where they created a job for me, doing data analytics and the development of new programs. So I was the national director of that for a while, and I got to travel the country to Division I football teams. I was working with U of M, so even though I went to Michigan State, I worked at U of M football.
Not that there's a rivalry there.
No,
or anything. No,
not at all. And trust me, I got it.
Oh, I'm
from
sure.
the boys.
I'm sure.
But I also got to travel all around the country and see these great football programs and help do leadership development with inner city youth through football and through sport. And now this organization grows, and now it has a girls program, and it's doing phenomenal. So it's a great program. I wish I could still do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just amazing for me. And the guy who runs that program is an amazing person. I don't want to share too much of people's names, but
Sure.
he was himself started out with humble beginnings and worked his way up to football and became he ended up doing a Super Bowl, winning several Super Bowl titles.
Yeah.
And then after that, he became a person who works a very special type of job. And then his way of giving back was creating this nonprofit.
Yeah.
So that was so I got to work with him, and that was amazing. And what happened was I ended up getting in a catastrophic car accident as a passenger. And that was about almost 4 years ago. And boy, you don't realize what happens to you when you get to a point where your body just falls apart.
Yeah.
So it took a lot to get me put back together. I mean, we've had several classmates who have had some catastrophic accidents and injuries, and you just never really think it's going to happen to you until it does.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, I wish I would have lost my leg or lost my arm, but my biggest injury was my brain injury that I got from this accident. I've had several surgeries. I can't even tell you how many surgeries. I've had to put the physical body back together. But the biggest part was the brain injury that I received from this accident that I don't remember.
Yeah. Right.
So that's hard to not remember things when you used to have a steel trap.
Yes. Yeah. And that is one of you and I talked about that too, right? Like one of the things you were doing with the Youth Impact Program was the data and analytics.
Yeah.
Was a big part of that, right? So because when you have a program like that, you have to know what the data is, right? You can't just
are you successful or not? Like,
yeah.
if you're not, then why you're doing it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, much like you're a realtor, right? So much like being a realtor, are you successful or not? Like the money's one thing,
Right.
right? But
Right.
but are you like what does this look like? What is it trending towards? Right? Are you keeping track of your numbers?
Yeah. And so my ultimate goal was to work at a university and be a professor. Like, so
Yeah.
that's, I was working towards that goal. And it just, everything stopped when with this accident. And so, one of my issues first from the accident was I couldn't talk. I had difficulty speaking. So I would stutter so bad that you couldn't even understand a word that I was trying to say. And it took years of speech therapy to learn how to talk again. And shout out to all the speech therapists out there
Right.
because their job is more than just helping people talk. So, so speech and language, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and I still do all these things. 4 years later, I'm still pushing myself to get better. I'll never be the way I was, but I can be Andie 2.0.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm working on now. So, as what people don't see is under the table here.
Yeah.
We have my service dog.
Your sweetheart under the table.
Yeah, her name's Sally, and she is a yellow lab. She's an English lab, and so her biggest function is to help with my uh, help me navigate the world, but also helping me keep me safe because I have a lot of dysregulation in the brain. So my blood pressure is one of those things. So before I had her, I'd been in the hospital for blood pressure and stroke protocol probably about 15 times.
Wow.
After I had her one time, she catches it so fast. And then I can take medication and we move on.
Yeah.
And the day goes on. And she keeps me alive.
Yeah.
And we were talking, we were joking about what other people, put vests on their dog,
Right.
to get around.
Yeah.
But truly, when you see a real service dog, it is an amazing thing to
Yeah.
see. And
Well, so, what you guys can't see is she was checking out the wires
yes,
to make sure your headset was good. Like she was checking out everything, and then
Yeah.
she came over here and laid her head on me to be petted. So
yeah, yeah, she's making sure she's smelling you to
Yeah.
make sure you're okay.
yeah,
Because she wants to smell around me to make sure that, okay, I know you, and now I know your smell versus her smell.
yeah,
So I know if something happens, I know where she's at. I know her smell. So she's very good at detecting. They also can't see that I'm wearing like capri pants in the frozen tundra outside.
right.
Who does that? Well, I do because she smells my ankles.
Is that where that's where she
She's joints, your big joints.
Okay.
And so when I'm sitting, if my ankles are exposed, she can get a good smell from my ankles. So she can smell my hands, my arms, but if she's not happy, she'll get right up in my face and knock stuff over.
Right.
She'll get people's attention if things aren't good. But yeah, so the servicing is a big part of my life now, post accident. One of the things that I have to say is that I did not know what it was going to take to get a service dog, like a legit service dog.
Right.
You know,
You didn't just order the vest on Amazon.
right. Well, I didn't even have a dog. I was like, oh, I love dogs, but what do I do? Do I just go to the
And just go pick one out.
pick one out? Like, do I pick one off the street on those signs that say free puppies? you
Right.
know?
Right. And if I know you, that's probably where you were gonna go.
Yeah, because like I'm a carer.
Yeah.
I care about all those animals. But
Yeah.
so what ended up happening was the people I was working with at my therapy were so good with me and so helpful. They would help me make these phone calls to organizations that help people with dogs, right? And I didn't qualify because I wasn't a vet. I didn't have a limb injury to the extent where like I was paralyzed or I was missing a limb because they help with that. brain injuries is something they don't have. If I was blind, I could get a service dog.
Sure.
But brain injuries, they don't have an organization that does brain injury dogs. So I had to come up with the money and the funds to do that. So for a service dog, it costs out of pocket anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 for a true service dog.
Wow. Because I mean, she's got to know. I mean, she can tell when your blood pressure changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's such a thing, and you've always been an advocate anyway. Like that's always been your path.
Yeah.
And now it's turned into this. Like again, knowing you, like you've turned this into a mission now. That you're not going to back down from.
No.
That you're gonna, so the youth impact program. So people kind of understand what the youth impact program, right? Like you were helping inner city youth through college football, right? And it's a national organization.
Yes.
It's I did some research,
Did
right?
some digging. I'm sorry.
No, I did some digging, and then I'm like, well, how do I get involved with something like this? And can we do basketball, right? Like,
well, they do with the girls.
Okay. Yeah.
They're doing basketball with the girls in Hawaii right now.
Well, see, that's what we should be doing because it's not. We shouldn't be here. You know what I mean? We should not be here in Michigan where it's 10 degrees outside and snow on the ground. We should be in Hawaii. But no, it's a big organization, and they're like in Washington D.C. and it's a government, kind of.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So you were an advocacy for that, right? And then you built your career through that. Now you had the car accident, and now I'm going to advocate for this. And with your background in real estate, one of the things that you and I had a brief conversation about was service dogs.
Yeah.
Right. And can I rent the house, and can I move into the condo? Because the condo association should let me have the dog, right? All the things, because now she's a big dog.
Yeah, she's big, and a lot of condos associations are like, oh, you can have a 5-pound little Yorkie,
Yeah.
5-pound Yorkie, yeah. Sure.
Which I love them, but they're not going to help me,
no.
Right?
I'm going to end up falling on them.
Yeah,
I fall.
Right. So what's that been like for you? Like looking, because this is the big thing for real estate agents.
It truly is, and this is an issue that I'm very passionate about with service dogs. So one of the things I've been working on as part of advocacy is helping people understand that a service dog is a piece of durable medical equipment. Like, yes, she's cute, but she is a functioning piece of equipment like a wheelchair or a walker. So she falls under the ADA laws as basically medical equipment, which is why she can go anywhere with me. Anywhere I can go, she can go. And so because she's a piece of equipment for me.
Yeah.
And so same thing with housing. So if I were to move into let's say a rental, and I were to go to a rental and they would say no dogs or no pets, I have a service dog, they would not be able to say no to me or disqualify me based on solely the dog. Now, if they want to disqualify me because my credit's crappy,
yeah,
that's a whole nother story, right? So, but also emotional support animals. So this is where we get into a lot of issues with like, well, how do you know the difference, and what's this and what's that?
Right.
And there's like so many people just go on Amazon and slap a vest on their dog. So one of the things we talk about, and I gave you some slides, was that you have your top tier, which is your service dog, right? And then you have emotional support animals, which are also animals that are there for people who have, anxiety, people who have, maybe aversion to crowds. They're just not crowd people. They get anxious, but not to the severity where a service dog is like for life threatening or helpful things, to make sure like crowd functioning. Like, so let's say somebody has like anxiety so bad that the dog will get them to a safe place. That's a service dog. Where emotional support animal is going to be sitting on your lap, and it can be any kind of dog, like, and your doctor will prescribe on a script your emotional support animal. just like they will for the servicing. And then you go through the training. But emotional support animals don't have to have any kind of training at all. But under the law, you can have emotional support animals at your apartment or your rental or your condo, and they cannot say no to you because of your emotional support animal, just similarly to, service dog.
Right.
Now, if you just have a pet iguana, I'm sorry, that doesn't fall into
Again,
the category.
we love iguanas.
We love
right?
iguanas.
Yeah.
But that's not going to fall under the. You don't have a script for your iguana. It's not going to fall under the category of an emotional support animal.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got Sally up on the screen right now. So
Okay.
she's adorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's because it is a brain injury, we can't see it.
You can't see it. Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's that? I mean, again, I'm asking this question, but what's that been like? So bringing her everywhere, do you get the weird looks of
Yes.
like, why are you bringing the dog in here?
Yes, I get that all the time. I have been denied access to places. We get in the door and I've told you can't have that here. And I said, I can't have what here? You can't have that dog here. And I said, well, that's my service animal.
Right.
Well, you got to go. And I'm like, oh, we're treading some water here now.
Yeah.
Because now we're getting into ADA law, which I was not really aware of other than through schools, like ADA in schools and special ed. And
you knew you had to have the handicap bathroom, right? Like you knew the
accessibility.
Yeah.
You think accessibility, you're thinking wheelchair, walker, that kind of thing.
Right.
Do we have ramps? Do we have access? Right. But access is more than just like ramps. Sometimes access is access into a facility. And when you have a brain injury, you don't see the injury necessarily. Now I have I call it the pencil tray. I have a dent in my forehead. But other than that, you really can't see it.
And if you wouldn't mention it, you wouldn't notice it. So,
right.
So what happened with the and again, you let me know what you can talk, what you can't talk about, because I know there's other litigation. There's things happening.
Oh, there's things.
Yeah, there's things happening. So you tell me what we can and can't talk about. But what happened with the accident? Like, how did it happen? And we talked about it briefly too. Like, there's not much you remember,
Right.
which to me, I think that's almost like God's way of protecting you too.
It was.
Right.
Yeah. There's photos of the accident that I've seen. Basically, my understanding was that somebody was impatient at a light and turned and hit the car I was in. And our car not only got hit from the guy turning into us, but also hit a telephone pole. And that's how I got the brain injury.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And and the other person was, driving, was my partner, and he was injured, and but not as severely as I was. He fortunately yeah, he still was injured too. And so you have this process of, at first you think you're okay.
Right.
Because you didn't die.
Right. Well, yeah, I made it, right?
Right?
Yeah, I made it.
And then you're like, something's not right.
Right.
And then it's, years of therapy and years of surgeries and years of rehab. And I mean, we're talking years and still years ahead of me. I have an aide now, so I have people with me. I don't drive anymore. These are things that you don't think about. You think you're an independent person, and you're like, hey, I got life hanging at my whim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I have to have somebody with me to make sure, did you brush your teeth? Did you take your pills? Don't leave that light on. Oh my God, you left the stove on,
Yeah.
I have to have somebody with me during basically mostly waking hours, because to somebody to say, oh, you were supposed to bring your laptop to remind you of what you were going to talk to Jimmy about. Did you bring your laptop?
Right. Then you need the reminder to remind you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an incredible story, obviously,
Yeah.
right?
It's a very tragic story. I don't wish accidents on anybody.
Yeah.
And we have the new insurance laws.
As
And
we're sitting in an insurance office,
right.
right?
But there are the new insurance laws that hinder a lot of people's ability to recoup what they've lost. And it's a lot of litigation. And like you said, there's unfortunately that's the part of it that I don't get it. So there's just that whole thing of needing a lawyer,
Yeah.
to protect your best interests. And uh, you know, it's a hard thing to say that you cannot represent yourself anymore. Like
Yeah.
you're not you anymore. And as I've gone through therapy and we talk about therapy, neuropsych development and psychotherapy, and every therapy under the sun is what I do. And I go
Right.
to my full-time job. You know how I used to attack everything, right?
Yeah.
So my job became my rehab. Like I gotta get better. I can get better. In my notes, I have that I had told my doctor one time, you don't know me. I'm going to be better in a year. She kind of laughed, and then the year came around. How you doing on your plan? It's a 2-year plan now.
Right.
2 years. How you doing on your plan? It's a 5-year plan.
But there's a plan.
But there's a plan.
Yeah.
And as my speech improved, I became more vocal about disability issues
Yeah.
and access to things, especially after having the dog and being denied access, and going to events with other brain injury people and finding out that I'm so fortunate with the type of brain injury I have that I can talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a stutter. I will have a stutter for my whole life. What you hear and what you see is me working really hard to not stutter. It will come out.
Yeah.
A part of my stutter is things that people don't realize. Like I blink a lot. That's part of my stutter. I make a lot of pauses when I talk. That's me trying not to stutter.
Right.
That's like a forced pause. If people see me tapping on tables, that's me actually trying to tap out my syllables so I don't stutter. But these are things that people don't realize. Otherwise, the stutter will come out and then it inhibits my ability to communicate.
Yeah.
It took 2.5 years to get me to talk where people could understand me.
And that's a question too. So the tapping to figure out the syllables was the speech therapist that's where that comes from,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this whole rehab stint, right, is now so how many years ago was the accident?
Almost 4.
Okay. So it's 4 years of rehab and all the things. Now it's all right. I want to take my. I've gotten to where I am now.
Yeah.
I can talk. I can communicate. I forget stuff,
Yeah,
but
that's okay.
I can take my laptop and I can do these other cool things. Right? Technology. We talked about that a little
Yeah.
bit too. Like how much AI is like influencing that with you now, right?
Yeah. So my rec therapist she went to a conference and came back and said, I got this thing for you. And I'm like, oh my God, what'd you do? And it's this little device that summarizes my day for me. And this
Yeah.
is going to be a game changer for people with Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yeah.
But it doesn't record voices, so it's not like a recording device, but it listens to conversation, and then it summarizes in bullet points what was discussed.
Right.
And so I live with that, like between that and my notes, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day, several times a day, to get me to where I look like I have this appearance. It's a lot of masking going on. I give this appearance that I'm put together, but it's a lot of work.
Oh, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work without the memory loss, right?
Right.
It's a lot of work to you were doing a lot of things before this,
Right.
let alone now I have to learn it all again,
Do it all over.
right? I have to do this whole thing over again.
And and the funny thing is, here's the kicker: was I was a math teacher, I was a data nut.
Yeah,
I can't do math anymore. Like that's one of my issues is adding, subtracting, multiplying, like arithmetic.
yeah,
And people are like, you can just use a calculator. And I'm like, but that's not how it works.
right, right.
Like it's like I understand the fundamental theorem of calculus, right? I can't do the numbers to do it.
Yeah. Well, now you and I are the same. Yeah, now you and I are the same.
Someone said to me, God, I can't remember who said it. And they were like, how does it feel like to be like one of the normal people now?
Right.
I'm like, you suck.
Yeah, how does it feel to not do math like me now? Right, right. So, again, it's a tragedy, and it's catastrophic and all the things, but you're taking it like a champ. But again, because now, again, knowing you for as long as I've known you, now it's like I'm taking another battlefront.
Yes.
Now I'm taking this other battlefront. I'm going to take my dog in places.
Yes.
And on the real estate side, I'm gonna work for clients that I can help get them into places, or I'm gonna at least fight for the rights to be able to move into that condominium, or
So how I do that is I have a partner, and because I don't work anymore, like I don't do the day, I don't drive, like so I don't work per se, but I have a partner, and she does everything.
Sure.
She works, and through her and educating other realtors.
Is she on your court over there?
Through her, I can spread the message about dogs and about, advocacy for people with disabilities. And people come to me with questions about, well, what do we do about the animals? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you do about the animals? What kind of animal is it? So I'm fielding questions for people. My depth and breadth of knowledge is limited, right? But thank God for Google and Chat GPT.
Yeah.
I mean, but the way realtors have to really think about people with disabilities, because it's easy to just fluff somebody off, because one of the rules is a service dog doesn't have to wear a vest. They don't have to.
Right.
Right. And somebody can say, well, I have a service dog. Well, you kind of just have to take them at their word.
Yeah.
Right.
He's jumping on everybody.
Right.
He's jumping on everybody, but he's my service dog.
He's my service dog. There are rules about that. And one of the rules is, the dog is with the person. The dog's under control at all times, that the dog is not jumping on people.
Right.
Right. And the dog is handling themselves, and the dog is trained. Okay. So there are some rules for the dog. So if the dog is not following the rules, you can ask that person to leave.
Yeah.
Like you can, or the dog to leave. Hey, you're welcome to stay, but the dog has to go. Your dog just pooped in the corner over there.
Right.
You're not really.
It's not really a trained dog.
It's not a trained
dog.
So
when you came in this morning, she she walked right in.
Yeah.
She didn't pay me any mind.
No.
And then started finding, almost like finding her area,
Yeah.
right? Like
Where was she going to be around
yeah,
me?
where was she going to be around you?
Yeah.
Where does this fit in?
Yep.
Right? She's curled up right under your
Yeah.
chair right
Yeah.
now. And it's that's the service dog, right?
That's
Like
the service dog. Yeah.
you don't even
So
know she's here.
you don't even know she's here. That's the thing.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times people have said, I didn't know there was a dog here. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's the point.
Yeah.
You shouldn't know.
Right. Right. And that's the most important thing. And that it's frustrating because I'm sure for you to see people with the service dog.
Yeah.
Because then it only makes what you're doing harder.
It does. It makes it very hard. So in the state of Michigan, there are some laws about service dogs. And one of them is if you are one of those people that just slap a vest on your dog, it's actually a criminal offense in the state of Michigan to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do that. Now, you can take your emotional support pet anywhere people allow you to.
Yeah.
Sure. But for a real servicing, the answer is no.
Yeah.
And it is a criminal offense. And so they do actually have, like, you can do anything from community service to serving up jail time and paying fines for slapping a vest on your dog and acting like it is a service dog when it's not.
Right.
So let's say I don't want people to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Don't be one of those people.
Don't be one of those people
that make it harder. It's hard enough when you're disabled. And
right.
Don't make it even harder by just wanting to take your dog somewhere.
Right.
So just there's that. The other part too is for companies, and this is important for every business out there. If you violate the ADA, they can fine you federally. In violation of the ADA, they can fine you $75,000 for the first offense. Second offense is $150,000.
Well, good. You know what I mean? Like it's good. It's
Yeah.
Because again, I'm going to hold your sticker up here because
Yeah. I got a bunch of them.
Yeah, she's got some stickers that she keeps in her computer. This one just says, "I'm just in it for the parking."
Well, I mean,
which
I don't drive anymore, so that's why I think it's funny.
This one says, "Don't forget to take your effing pills."
Yes. Oh man, if you saw my shoebox full of pills.
Yeah, this one. My disability may not be visible, but your ignorance is.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the other one. So these fell out of her laptop this morning when she opened that up to get her notes out. But no, like it's I give you too much credit for first of all bouncing back, right? And because that's not easy.
I didn't think I would.
One and the other thing is handling it like you are. You know what I mean? Like it's very serious. It's a very serious topic. It's all the things, but then don't forget to take your effing pills.
Yes,
right?
Because if anyone knows me, I'm very lighthearted. I mean, I'm very snarky, I guess. It's a nice way to say it.
Yeah, there's a couple other words too that
right.
we could probably use at some point. But yeah, you are all those things.
but the one thing I did not lose from this accident, and this accident's taken so much from me, right? But the one thing that I'm taking back is I'm making the choices deliberately to be an advocate. As a teacher, I was an advocate for kids, and at the YIP program, advocate for inner city youth, and leadership development, and advocate for people in housing when I was a realtor. But nowadays, it's like, what are you going to do with your life? You're only 50 something, and you have your whole life ahead of you. So what are you going to do? And I went to some meetings with some other brain injury folks, and my doctors kept telling me, you need to do advocacy work. You need to do, you have an opportunity. You have a platform to speak. And I went to one of these group meetings that I was really not wanting to go to because I'm the kind of person who's like, listen, I know I've got this brain injury and I've got my problems, but there's people 100 times worse than me from these accidents and from who have these problems. So I did not want to go to these group meetings because I thought they're going to think I'm a fraud.
Right.
She's coming here with a boo-boo on her brain. She's not in a wheelchair and a boo-boo. She's not in, I can't even talk. I have to type everything,
Yeah.
But that's not how they are. They're the greatest group of people. And their ask of me was advocacy. I'm going to start crying. I was never a crier, by the way. Have you ever seen me cry?
Never.
Never, right? So I'm tearing up over these people who are amazing people. And that was what their ask was advocacy.
Yeah.
So I am working, like, to do this podcast with you has taken me a month of preparation, like a month.
Yeah.
To write everything down, to practice with all my therapists, to do question and answer, to try to learn, how to not flail my hands everywhere.
Right.
To not, say too many times. But what you see here today was a month's worth of work that came into one podcast for me to come and talk to you
For an hour.
Yeah. It took a month for me to do this. So when I say to people, like, they're like, you make it look so easy. It took a lot of work to make it look easy.
Right.
Right. But there's people out there who don't get to do what I do and who can't say the words at all because of their brain injury. So I'm here for them. There is a mutual friend we have, and I'm not going to share that person's name on air. And her husband had gotten into a bicycle accident a couple years ago and broke his arms and went to the ER. Had a big bump on his head and had an undiagnosed brain injury and ended up killing himself last year. And that hurt. That hit real hard because that was somebody, if people would just talk about it, like, that's one less person that has to kill themselves over a brain injury.
Right. Well, and it's we touched on it a little bit earlier. It's men, we're not supposed to talk about our feelings, right? Like we're supposed to just suck it up and take it, right?
Buttercup.
Yeah, like and it's one of the things, it's where it came from. But no, it's one of the things that I've talked about on the show a couple different times, is like our mental health.
Right.
And it's one of the things we push. We always have a tendency to push away.
Right.
I just had a bad day today.
Right.
But if you string 17 of those in a row, there's a problem.
Then we got something going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Shoot, if you string 3 of those together, there's something going on, right?
Yeah. And I'm an advocate for everybody to have some sort of, if you don't see a mental health provider for whatever reason, but you have that go-to person.
Yes.
Like, you could just dump it all out and they're just going to help you pick it back up and sort it. Like, it's just a must in life, because we're not going to get better at being a good human if we can't unload our things and then figure out why we're struggling. And then, I'm not the only one struggling. I can talk to somebody else who's struggling.
Right.
How did they fix it? How did they overcome this? Oh my God, Andie's on a podcast. How do I do that? Like, I got something to share.
Yeah.
Like, little things will help in big ways for people. And mental health is like one of those things that where we don't do enough. We don't care. We don't care enough about mental health as a society.
Is she all right under there?
Oh, she's
I can hear her grumbling. And
she is so good. So that's just the thing is the mental health part is just key to everything.
It is.
That's what has gotten me to where I'm at right now is having good mental health support.
Yeah.
But advocacy is only one part of what I'm going to be doing. So the other part I'm going to be doing is helping people get service dogs. So they're expensive.
Yes.
I mean, very expensive, and training is expensive, and their supplies are expensive, and it's not like this cute accessory, like she costs a lot of money and to maintain. So one of the things I'm going to be working on is helping people get service dogs.
Yeah.
So I'll be putting together a nonprofit with the help of my medical team. They just roll their eyes at me. Okay, what are we doing now?
What are we doing today?
But we're putting together a nonprofit for money to get funding.
Yeah.
So we can help pay for service dogs for people in need.
Yeah, because and then like I said, I have a dog, and for those of you that have dogs or pets just at home, now you have vet bills, right? And then you have food bills, and then you have there's upkeep with her health.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
she needs haircuts and her nails done, and
yeah.
all the
Well, if she's not clean, like you're gonna take a dirty dog into a
restaurant.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Yeah. So it's like again that so there's a lot of added cost to that.
Yeah.
And I oh, Tom Tiller says hello.
Oh, hi, Tom. Another one of our fellows.
Yeah. So
moms.
Tom and I we've stayed connected, right? Real
Oh,
estate wise
yeah.
and all those things, and with a couple other people that once in a while that all got into real estate, which is
well, you know what? Well,
what's your theory on that?
well, I have some theories about that school district. I will keep them to myself, but I will say that our class of students are just freaking go-getters.
Yeah, they are.
So it would be hard pressed to find somebody who didn't just try to go after life with the best they could. I mean, it was a hard road for some kids at our school.
Yeah.
It wasn't the easiest school to be at. Not every, people were not living high off the hog in that area.
Nope.
And, but I think a lot of people went into entrepreneurship, and not everybody went to college because, let's just put it a nice way, that was not a college prep school.
Right.
And I would like to think that the people who went to our school, because of their just doggedness became successful.
Yeah. And it does have, I think, something to do with our age, where we were the just do it generation, right? We're just we're gonna figure it out, right? We're gonna figure it out, and we're all figuring it out at some point. And then you're refiguring it out.
Figuring it out again.
You had it figured out.
Because let me tell you, it was so much fun working on a doctorate degree.
Yeah.
that I can't use it now.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing that, again, working on a doctorate, and again, coming from where we came from, right, and doing the things we did, and again, whether we were behind the 8 ball or not, we didn't know. Yeah, we were just figuring it out.
We had no clue.
Yeah, we were just figuring it out. You figured it out faster than most. But that's your superpower, right? Because now you're refiguring it out again.
Yes.
Starting over, like you hit
ground zero.
You hit the reset button
hard,
not intentionally.
Right.
The reset button hit you, actually.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. The reset button hit you, and now you're refiguring it out. Yeah. But again, because of who you are, now the advocacy comes back.
Yes.
now you have a purpose. Now
Yes.
you found another purpose.
Right.
You found another
Yes.
purpose
Yeah.
now.
So, and they talk about people who come out of, and this was one of the things I talked about, people at the brain injury thing. It hit me so hard, and I wrote about it. I journal a lot. I write a lot. Um, you can't read my writing anymore because it's chicken scratch compared to what it used to be, right? But like, I write about my experiences every day because I have to go back because I have the short term memory loss is real. Like in it could be a day, it could be a couple weeks. I will forget about this podcast. Like,
Well, I'll send you the recording.
thank you.
Yeah.
But I will forget.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I write about is, I write to myself. Like I went to this meeting, I met this person, and their issue with memory loss was different than mine. So when we talk about that at these meetings, and one of the things that's most important is that people don't give up. Like you have to surround yourself with a team that will provide you with the opportunity to be your best. And then it's up to you to find that best version of yourself and put that forward. If you just sit there and shut the curtains, shut the blinds, hide in a hole because you're depressed because of your injuries, which I did for a long time. I was afraid to go out. I was afraid for people to see me. I was afraid for everything. And then, I decided that I was done living my life in fear. And now it's living my life with a purpose. And the purpose is to enjoy life, one, right? Because I might not get a third shot at this, right? So
Right.
I'm gonna have fun, enjoy my life. I record, I write everything down so I don't like permanently forget it. I might forget that I've done it, but there's proof I did it.
Right.
There's photos of me, like I went to the gym with my rec therapist and I walked on a treadmill for the first time where I physically walked on a treadmill, and she took a picture of it. And it was like, I see that picture and I'm like, holy crap, I did it. And that's just one thing I did. And then, she's teaching me how to golf. I've never golfed in my life. I wanted to golf. Real estate people golf.
Right. That's what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to golf and I never did because I always kept putting it off.
Yeah.
Right. Well, she's like, well, what do you want to do for fun? And I'm like, I don't think anybody's ever asked me what I want to do for fun ever. I said, I've never golfed. She's like, well, let's learn how to golf. And I'm like, but I got the dog. And she goes, so what?
Yeah. She'll love to be outside.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. And so her job is to break things down into small, digestible pieces so I can learn how to do it and do things that people take for granted on what they do. And golf is just an example, but doing this podcast, I have done smaller things and built on it. And then I did something bigger, and then I did something bigger. And, and this is all with the support of all people you don't see here, right?
Right.
There's a team of probably 10 doctors and therapists that I work with that make this look easy.
Yeah.
When it's not. But I think I've repeated myself many times on this, but I can't say it enough. When people have a head injury, you don't see it, right? We talked about the invisible thing. And when people see me, they don't see the head injury. So they think, oh, she's got the world on a string. Look at her. She's great.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to add, and don't ask me to remember. It but when in my long-term memory, there are some things that are coming out now about my personality. And part of it is once I get stuck on something, watch out. Because I will, to my last breath, this will be my thing. I will go to the legislature. I will talk to them about these issues. I will go to the federal government and talk to them about these issues. Like, I'm not there yet, right? That's been my thing. I used to say, I can't. And it wasn't I can't. And it was, I just haven't learned how to do it yet.
Right.
And once that got in my head that it was just a yet, and that it was no longer I can't. It was, I just haven't learned how to redo that yet, or I just haven't learned the workaround for that yet. I haven't found the right tool so I can do that yet. And I think if we keep that in mind for anything out there in our lives, and this is for some people without a brain injury, it's you just haven't done it yet. Stop saying you can't. Why haven't you like painting? Okay, if you like painting, why haven't you painted? I can't. I don't know how. Oh, well, you just haven't learned yet. You don't have the tools yet. Okay. It's this framework in our brains of rerouting information. And so, in having this opportunity to think about what is life offering you and what are you offering the world? It's just a matter of finding the tools you need, the people around you, and having this mindset of yet. And it's real simple. Life becomes very simple. Whether you are trying to overcome depression.
Yeah.
Whether you're trying to learn how to drive a car. I don't drive no more. Never going to drive again. But whether you are our age and you're starting a new career, right? A lot of it is you just haven't found the right tool yet. You just haven't found the right person yet. And you just haven't found the motivation yet, but you will if you stick with it and you keep it up and you keep a positive attitude. These are things that I've had to relearn how to do. I've had to relearn how to be positive. You think, oh, well, Andie was always just this person.
Right.
I mean, I was my own celebrity in my own mind.
Well, we all sort of are, right?
Right.
There's something to be said about ego in there, but
right. Just a little.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I give you tons of credit. You hit the reset button hit you. You are now an advocate for the ADA, for our dog that's snoring under the table right now, and just in general, what you're doing is so important. And I hope real estate agents understand, again, if you haven't found the right tool yet, that you haven't found the motivation yet, right? Like all the things that we do. Because I'm a big advocate too on you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Absolutely.
And 100%. And be thankful that we have our mind still, and whether it's working like it used to or working differently.
Right.
But again, keep that motivation moving forward. And again, I thank you for joining this morning and sharing some of your story, but we're going to have you back.
Oh boy. You might not want me back after I learn some new tools.
No, I definitely, after the new tools is when I definitely want you back. Yeah, after the new tools is when I definitely want you back. But
Well, thank you for having me.
oh my goodness, thank you for joining me this morning. Again, guys, the Elite Real Estate Podcast. Join us, the EliteEdgeNetwork.com. You can find that everywhere, but find the Elite Real Estate Podcast. You can find this back on YouTube at the Elite Edge Network on YouTube as well. So again, as people are logging off, we can hear that. But no, thank you again for joining us, and we're gonna have you back because there's more to open up eventually.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
There's more to open up eventually. So, well, I appreciate you, my friend, for coming in this morning and joining us. And guys, we'll see you next week on the Elite Real Estate Podcast. Thanks, everybody.
And we're always in class. There's just a stone, not a wall we can't pass. Embrace the unknown, let your heart lead the score. The future is ours, knocking on opportunity's door.
That's okay.
Breaking through barriers, deal by deal. Open the gates, life's carousel wheel. Connect, unite, see the potential unfold. Hands on hearts, we turn dreams into gold.